Don't fret. With these suits, I can fly. Oh! Jackson! Jackson! Twitch your broken legs if you can hear me, Jackson!
It's Fibonacci from Liber Abaasi.
Oh, law. I can't believe he jumped that way.
Sir, I know this isn't the time, but are they going to put us to the gallows for this?
What? No. That ain't how we operate in Auntie's Choice, Liza. We might be looking at a pretty fierce demotion for losing half our workforce and getting stuck up here, though.
Demotion to fertilizer?
No. Now cease your jawing. This ain't the time. Hey, you! You down there! Would you mind checking on our fellow? Might he have survived the fall? He thought those boots would make him fly, but they really just allow the user to jump repeatedly. Unless their downward velocity is too great. If so, well, you see what happens.
It's Fibonacci from Liber Abaasi.
We've been stuck atop this machine since Ida, one of our new Protectorate acquisitions, had her gray matter scrambled by the height, jumped down, and landed right in its gears.
A feast for your occipital lobe and optic nerve. One of the most stunning order-made structures across the entire Arcadia system. Prepare to sense the sensational as we draw your feelings of awe to the Alexandra Monastery at Matriarch's Mercy in Golden Ridge.
I admit it looks bad, but please don't tell me you're filing a complaint. I didn't ask for these Protectorate sods. They were assigned to me.
That's unnecessarily hurtful. But I understand why you're lashing out.
Comes complete with its own observatory.
No. I mean, yes. Well, maybe. Probably. I'm fairly sure Jackson thought the boots would work. A mistake likely inspired by misbegotten faith in his old way of life. But I can't fathom no sensible motive. She joined us shortly after Auntie liberated her with the freedom of meritocracy, and she seemed happy enough.
Were you not listening? She said she'd always be a loyal subject. It was part of the endless inculcation we endured in the Protectorate. It can prove insurmountable for some.
The notion that she'd sacrifice herself, even after seeing the vast possibilities in staying alive and climbing the corporate ladder, it's just impossible to cognize.
Stand by for further
There ain't no way off this platform besides jumping. You've seen how that ends. But you being down there makes you uniquely qualified to help us. The reason Jackson tried using those plasma thruster boots was to gather a piece of machinery we'd spotted on a little table halfway up the spire.
It's a drive overloader. If we install it, we can push the platform's arm hard enough to... well, to grind old Ida out of the gears.
Though the power of that overloader will deluge the system and, well, overload the drive and burn it out all permanent-like. But desperate times and all that.
So if you were to use them boots to bound up the spire and deliver the overloader to us, we'd avoid the tragic fate of our two former cohorts.
One thing that you have to know, irrationality is good for the workflow.
Exactly!
How can that be? Infinite, a measure of mystery.
Because he had no idea how science works and thought the word thrusters meant he could fly. So when I told him to jump, he opted for open air instead of where I told him to go. They're experimental. We'd not laid eyes on them before, but the data we found with them says they were actually designed to let people hop their way up the spire. If you activate the plasma thrusters when you're already airbound...
What? It's your duty as a subject to...
No, Liza, remember, you're not Protectorate anymore. So, what have we talked about? A duties only...
Discharged if the disbursement is dutifully deserving. Right. Sorry, I'm just a little flummoxed by being stranded up here.
So, Bits, stranger. We'll give you bits if you get us down before we starve.
Thank the sovereign. Thank you, stranger. We are eating.
Accepting and you a positive externality, a positive externality, one thing you can plainly see accepted. In this infinity, can it be a positive externality? One thing, the irrational term accepted. In the calculation, can it be? Can result in explanation. How can that be? How can that be?
This is Grand Plan Wireless, broadcasting soothing tunes for your audio canal and enriching content for your cerebral cortex around the chronometer until we achieve ascension. For those of you away in the field or heads down in research during our last shared learning symposium, we offer the following rescreening of Vicar Magsaysay's presentation.
Welcome to Zeranium and You, a brief account of this crucial material. Though minute amounts were first discovered in the Beta Draconis system, Zeranium wasn't found in significant quantities until the terraforming of Cloister and Eden, since it's become the principal power source for all recognized inhabitants of the system. It's not without its dangers, and the risk, efficient utilization took time. Zeranium in its liquid state is volatile and explosive. In its gaseous form, it is exposed to organic material, but in its crystal state, it's practically putty in our hands. Not fully safe, of course. You wouldn't sprinkle uranium crystals on your nutrient bars, but they won't kill you on immediate contact. Certainly more harvestable in our uranium manufacturing. Imagine years of jeopardous methodological experiments with extraction, refinement, and processing, from the harvesting of liquid uranium to grinding of crystals for higher yields. Now, uranium powers everything from laboratories and outposts to craft and weaponry, comparatively safely, and at a greater input to output ratio than any other known form of fuel. So ends this missive.
Continuing as predetermined. And now, more music to perform advanced calculations by
Generating primes, techniques, and uses. Good day and welcome again to Advanced Abstract Algebraic, session 43. Please continue to enjoy the background music, which I have selected today based on its
powers everything from laboratories and outposts to craft and weaponry, comparatively safely, and at a greater input to output ratio than any other known form of fuel. That is all for now. Until next time, keep well and mind your calculations. Unlike parallel lines, I hope someday we meet.
And now, addition data and/or music determined to facilitate cognition. Consistency in your work is wonderful. Consistency in playlists is not. Now for a new song.
in bandages and burn tinctures. If you don't have that drive overloader, ascending may be a waste.
That wasn't the song I was supposed to play. I forgot to carry the one. Avid followers of our predictive playlists are already aware of which song follows. Interested in receiving our weekly selection of mathematical clues?
That's it? It was that easy?
Predictory.
We've certainly found our way into a most harrowing circumstance, At least I'm glad I'm not alone. He hadn't been here terribly long, so we weren't particularly familiar. Like me, he was also former protectorate, but he was not raised in Fairfield. Still, he seemed like a... Please do hurry! I've lost count of how many meals...
That was some impressive climbing. Poor Jackson could have learned a thing or two from you. Wonderful. Oh, thank the law. I never thought of myself as a vertiginous sort, but being trapped 100 meters in the air will make you reconsider.
I mirror that sentiment, to be certain. In fact, Auntie will have to pay me triple if heights are to be involved. And isn't it grand to be in a system that allows me that freedom?
I agree with Liza. I'm inclined to keep a few paces from farming equipment from now on. Here's your reward for evacuating us with all our parts intact. I perhaps ain't as awash in currency as I'd prefer, so you can have my helmet as well. It was useful for identifying crops we'd missed in our harvest. But to be honest, I'd like a little distance from plants for a spell.